As a preliminary matter, this is Adiola Mbaname, co-chair of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force. Please permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Ruth Febo.
Present.
Adiola present. Juan Acosta.
Present.
Noor Ali. Jean Budenhagen.
Present.
Beth Casavan.
Present.
Paula Collins.
Present.
Deb Delgado.
Present.
Maura Egan. Maura, I think I see you. All right, I think she's here, but we'll keep going. Jenny Fishman.
Present.
Luis Garon.
Present.
Lindsay Heffernan.
Present.
Elizabeth Hilton. Okay. Donna Jarrell. Thanks, Maura. Kelly Joseph.
Here.
Thanks. Rup Jotkar. Milind Kanitkar.
Present.
Thanks. Zoya Mehta.
Present.
Thank you. Richard Pertucci.
Present.
Thanks. Priya Ratnam.
Present.
Thank you. Leonora Ryan.
Present.
Thanks. Janine Sands. Navjeet Singh.
Yes, I'm present.
Thank you. Rajesh Velagapudi.
Present.
Thank you. Helene Nguyen.
Present.
Anyone I missed or didn't get to say that they were here?
Maura did put in the chat that she is here.
Yeah, I got more. All right, good evening. This open meeting of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. The order allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. For this meeting, the task force is convening by Google Meet and posted on the town's website identifying how the public may join. Please be sure to press *6 to mute your device. The meeting will not feature public comment. Please wait until I open the item for public comment and press *6 to unmute your device. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Okay, and we can open up the meeting. Ruth, can I pass it over to you to start the agenda items?
Sure. Thanks, Adiola. So we're going, before we get into the final report, hi everybody, we're going to start by approving the minutes from our last task force meeting from 9/13. And since we're approving a lot of minutes, so that Maura can take the notes correctly, when we get a motion to approve, can you guys just state who's making that motion, please? So we'll start with the motion to approve the minutes from the task force meeting on 9/13, on September 13th.
I, Zoya Mehta, make a motion to accept the minutes of the meeting on the 9/13.
I second.
Who was that?
Deb Delgado.
Thanks, Deb. Okay. So for the next agenda item, we're approving the minutes from each of the subcommittees last meeting.
So we have to vote on that though.
Oh, what is?
There was a motion made and seconded, so we then need to vote, like we have to say aye if we're in favor.
Okay. Do we have to do that by roll call?
I think it's okay to just say aye, and then anybody who wants to say no can say no.
Okay. So can we have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting, 9/13?
So we already have the motion,
Oh,
right?
sorry.
We just-
The motion was made and seconded, so we just need everyone in favor to say aye. That's all.
Okay. Everyone in
Aye.
favor? Say
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? All right, thank you. Thanks, Beth.
Yep.
So for the next approving of the minutes, I guess we'll go by each subcommittee. We'll take the first, the second, and then we'll vote to accept that motion. So we'll start with the education subcommittee. Can someone make a motion to approve the education subcommittee's 9/27 meeting minutes?
So moved.
I'll second that. This is Lindsay.
Thank you. And please remember to say your names. when
Sorry.
you're-
So Rajesh Valapudi moved.
Thanks, I got
Mhm.
it, Jeff. Thank you.
And can we have a vote, everybody in favor to approve that education subcommittee meetings, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you, everybody. So a motion to approve the employee subcommittees meetings minutes on 9/8, September 8th.
This is Milind. Motion to approve the minutes for the employment meeting.
Navjeet Singh, second.
Thank you, Najit. Everybody in favor of approving the minutes, may I have an aye, please?
Aye.
Anybody
Aye.
opposed? Thank you. So a motion to approve the healthcare subcommittee meeting minutes from September 3rd. I have a motion to approve. I will make that motion. This is Ruth to approve the healthcare subcommittee meeting minutes. Do we have
This
a
is Paula.
second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Paula. Those in favor of voting to approve the healthcare subcommittee meeting minutes?
Aye.
Say
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to the housing subcommittee meeting minutes from August 16th. May I have a motion to approve?
I motion to approve.
I second Luis Guerrero seconds.
And who was the first?
Jenny.
Jenny. Thanks, Jenny. Everyone in favor of approving the housing subcommittee meeting minutes? Say
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to the public safety subcommittee meeting minutes from September 20th. May I have a motion to approve, please?
Motion to approve, Beth Cassavant.
Thank you, Beth.
I second.
Who was that?
Deb Delgado.
Thank you, Deb. Everyone in favor of approving the minutes for the public safety subcommittee from 9/20, may I have an aye?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Thank you. For the storytellers minutes, this is actually incorrect. This is on here as 6/16, but it's my understanding that there was another meeting after that. So those minutes will have to go to the Board of Selectmen on the 19th of October. So if the storytellers subcommittee can please work on pulling those together and sending them to Taylor, please CC Adiola and myself, so that we can get those approved at the Board of Select meeting on October 19th, please. For the survey subcommittee, their minutes are from August 5th. May I have a motion to approve those minutes, please?
This is Paula. I motion.
Do we have a second?
This is Milind. I second.
Thanks, Melinda. Thanks, Paula. Everyone in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Thank you. Maura, did you get all that?
I didn't, but it's recorded, so I'll go back
Okay.
and get them on the list. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Maura.
Thanks.
All right, so moving on to the final report. We've decided that we're not going to take comment on major edits. Obviously, we'll take comment on grammar. I want to thank all of you that have sent those emails letting me know about typos and grammar. I've made most of those. I've updated it just as recently as early this afternoon, and I resent it. I can pull it up and share if anybody has any comments that they'd like to go through. We'll start by taking hands. Beth, go for it.
So I just had one quick question. I noticed that you had inserted a recognition of Valerie and Taylor. Did you want to recognize John Wortman at all?
Ah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
Yes, I will put that in there.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, how did
He
we
hasn't
forget
been
John?
on.
That was my
I
only real
know,
comment.
that's
Otherwise, I
all.
just
Thank you.
thought it was just so well done, and your letter to the Board of Selectmen was spot on.
Thank you.
Great job with it.
Thanks, Beth. So we'll add John in the acknowledgement section, just so that everybody knows. Is there anything else big that stood out? If there's not anything major, I won't pull it up to share. The last edits that I made were the section from the healthcare subcommittee. I had to redo that whole section. I added Taylor and Valerie to the acknowledgements. I'll also add John. Let's see. For the employment, a couple of people noted that there were a couple of words in the employment problem statements that were capitalized. That was an error in the templating. I just wanted to check with the employment team, and so I changed those to lowercase. And then someone had recommended writing just a little something about the resources, that landing page for the Shrewsbury residents, about just letting the board know that this is just a starting place and not all inclusive in the report. And hopefully this will just continue to grow. Hopefully they'll implement a permanent DEI task force, and they'll be able to work on this in the future. So if there are no hands up, I mean, I don't really see a need to pull it up if there's nothing major. Adiola, do you see hands? I don't have that list unless it's just because there are none.
I do not see any hands. If we miss someone, please unmute and let us know. But I do not see any hands.
Okay. All right, so I think we will do this vote by roll call. So Adiola, if we have a motion to approve the report with the recommendations as they are, with the minor edit of adding John Wortman to the acknowledgements.
So this is Paula. I move that we approve the final report with the minor edit, adding John.
Thanks, Paula.
This is Jen Fishman. I second.
Thanks, Jenny. All right, Adiola, do you want to do roll call for the motion?
Yes. Yeah, so this is going to be the roll call vote to submit the final report to the Board of Selectmen.
Correct.
Okay. So if you approve to submit the final report to the Board of Selectmen, say aye. If you do not wish to, if your vote is a no, so no meaning you do not wish to submit this final report to the Board of Selectmen, then you can say no.
And do I need to record everyone who says aye, like the names again? I do,
yes.
right? Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any questions?
Louise, you're on mute if you're trying to say something.
Yes, I do have a question. And it's the question of the agenda for the upcoming Storytellers Subcommittee meeting says that they're going to be editing their conclusions. So Art, can we actually approve this report without the Storyteller Committee's final conclusions?
I didn't see that, and I won't be incorporating those because I haven't gotten notice of that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Ruth.
So I haven't gotten notice of that, so I wouldn't be incorporating any changes. Does anybody on the Storytellers Subcommittee have anything to say to that? Thanks, Louise, for bringing that up.
Yeah, there's an agenda posted today. I'm sorry I didn't download it, but I saw the invitation, so I looked at the agenda. And it does say to reframe the conclusions of the storyteller's report. So I'm honestly not certain that that we're being fair to them if we don't allow them that.
Right, but the report everybody's recommendations were due by, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this is the first I'm hearing of it. Paula, you're on that group. Do you want to comment on that?
There was some issue with the meeting to put the recommendations together, and so it was not a formal meeting. So it has to be redone, and it has to be done as a formal meeting. I believe that's what the meeting is, but I'm not positive because that is all, Rupa is the chair, so I'm not exactly sure that that's what the case is, but I believe that's what's happening.
Thanks, Beth. Thanks, Paula. I can comment on that unless Beth has a different explanation.
No, I think you're probably going to say the same thing I was going to say.
Okay.
Why don't you go first, and if not, I'll just add something to it.
Okay, so it's my understanding that there were not minutes taken at the last storytellers meeting. So they were going to have that meeting again to properly take the minutes to submit them, but that shouldn't be changing the report that they submitted. They're just going to capture it for transparency. Does that sound right, Beth? Okay, thank you.
That's my understanding also, is that there was an error where a meeting was held that was not posted, and so the meeting has to be redone. However, that shouldn't change the outcome of what was discussed at that meeting, and therefore our report should be fine to go ahead and vote on. And
Okay,
I
so
see Paula nodding.
That clarifies my misunderstanding. Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Thanks, Beth. Thanks, Louise, for checking on that. Deb, did you have something to add to that? I saw your hand up. It's down now.
No, I was just going to say I received the same email invitation about the meeting.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, there was an error, like Beth clarified, that the meeting happened without it being posted, and they had to re-meet to capture those minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Deb. So Adiola, if you want to start with a roll call for the motion.
Yes, so this is a motion to pass the final report with the update to add John Wortman to the acknowledgement, to pass that through to the Board of Selectmen. If you approve to pass the final report through, please say aye. If you decline, which means you do not want to pass this report to the Board of Selectmen, please say nay or no when I call your name. Ruth Febo.
Aye.
Adiola Mbaname. Aye. Juan Acosta.
Aye.
Jean Budenhagen.
Aye.
Beth Casavant.
Aye.
Paula Collins.
Aye.
Deb Delgado.
Aye.
Maura Egan.
Aye.
Jenny Fishman.
Aye.
Luis Garon.
Aye.
Lindsay Heffernan.
Aye.
Kelly Joseph.
I abstain.
That was an abstain, so not a yes, not a no.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay, thank you. And that was Kelly Joseph Mora, abstain.
Thank you. Got it. Thank you.
Milind Kanatkar.
Aye.
Zoya Mehta.
Aye.
Richard Pertucci.
Aye.
Priya Ratnam.
Aye.
Was that an aye? Yes, Priya? Thank you. Leonora Ryan.
Aye.
Navjeet Singh.
Aye.
Rajesh Belapudi.
Aye.
Helene Nguyen.
Aye.
Was there anyone who I did not call, or maybe you joined late and I didn't get you on the attendance? Okay, that concludes our voting, and the majority wins, and we'll pass the report through to the Board of Selectmen.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Before we continue to the last agenda item, which is just general questions. I just want to thank everybody for all their hard work and time. I know this has been a really long year. Throwing COVID into it didn't make it any better. So you guys were great. I don't know if I'll ever do town work again, because this was more exhausting than I thought it was going to be physically and mentally, but it was great working with all of you. So Zoya, I see you have your hand up before we continue.
I just want to say kudos to Ruth and Adiola. You girls did a fantastic job. And
thanks, Zoya. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thanks
agree
to
with
all.
that.
100%.
Yes.
Yep.
So really the only thing left before we adjourn is I do want to talk, so it's general and final questions and comments, but before anybody starts, I'd like to just remind everybody that the Board of Selectmen meeting is on October 19th. So not tomorrow, but 2 Tuesdays from tomorrow. And they don't know yet if it will happen either in person or hybrid. So if you plan on attending, which I highly encourage all of you in attending, especially if you were a chair, co-chair, vice chair, whatever you call yourselves in your subcommittees, so that you can talk to the Board of Selectmen if there are any particular questions about the sections that your group wrote. Otherwise, Adiola and I will be there to try to answer any and all questions. Okay, here we go. Louise.
You have a time for that meeting?
Oh, yep, it's October 19th at 6 p.m. Thanks, Louise. Paula?
So if it's virtual, how do you attend? Do you have to register or anything?
I'm not 100% sure, but I will find out from Taylor. I feel like I email her like 3,000 times a day. She's been so fantastic, but it looks like Beth may have an answer to that.
So I think what we're trying to figure out right now is just where the COVID numbers are going. So we're trying to limit as much of the in-person meeting as possible. And so I know that from what I understand, you would receive an email invite just like you do for attending any diversity, equity, inclusion task force meeting. And then you'll be able to call into the meeting. And we have new technology now in the Board of Selectmen's meeting room that allows us to do hybrid meetings. So you would be up on a screen. So it would be a different feeling, I think, than when you're just on the computer if you're in the room. I don't know how it would be from at home, probably like this. But I do believe Ruth and Adiola, you'll both be there in person either way. So
Sure.
But I do hope if it's a dial-in meeting, I really do hope everybody dials in and takes advantage of that opportunity to really bring this to a close. And if it's in person, I hope you think to come. We all wear masks, and hopefully you can distance yourself and feel comfortable enough to be a part of this the finish line, if you would.
Yeah. Thanks, Beth. Deb?
When you say dial in, Beth, is that by phone, via phone?
No, just like this, just the way you would this.
Oh.
Just call in on video.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, is there any last questions? Awesome. Well, I hope to see you all around town or definitely at the meeting in a couple of weeks. So can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Jean.
Thanks, Jean.
Second.
Thanks, Deb. Awesome. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Congratulations.
Awesome job.
Thank you all.
Thank you.